Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting edition of Psychic Sundays Live with your host, the Queen of Ooga Booga, Psychic Sally Diane.
Hi, how are you this week?
I'm heat exhausted today.
Oh yeah, he worked on the lawn, and if you notice in the background, he picked me some lilacs. We have blooming lilacs in the backyard, and they smell fabulous. Thank you so much, sweetie.
Oh, you're welcome.
Now, I wanted to talk about something. I know that some of you are aware of this, and that's the Mercury Retrograde. Yes, right now we are in a Mercury retrograde, which means that Mercury is traveling away from the Earth. And that's something that's going to be happening right up until June 22nd. Now, during a Mercury retrograde, it's really easy for wires to get crossed. It's really easy for things to go sideways because Mercury controls communication. And communication is what kind of gets a little bogged down during a Mercury retrograde. But the good news is you can do something about it. When it's a Mercury retrograde, like it is right now, first off, always check everything. Proofread everything before you put it out. Any email you send, double check that it was received. Any mail you send, double check that it was received. You just have to be right on top of things, and you'll get through a Mercury retrograde just fine. Okay, and so as all of you know, I start out the show answering my questions, and I have a few emails this week. If any of you would like to have your questions answered right at the top of the show, just send your questions before 7 o'clock the day of the show to the Queen of Ooga Booga at gmail.com. All questions that are sent to me will be answered on the show. So, without any further ado, let's begin. And our first question comes from Patricia. And Patricia says, "Hi, Sally. I wanted to get a time frame within how many months I will be meeting my next long-term romantic partner. Being single for 8 years and starting to realize that I have much better chances of winning the lottery. I really am not complaining about those type of odds." Patricia, you are so funny. Okay, so let's look at Patricia and romance. And I would like to preface it by reminding you that you're never going to find romance within the four walls of your house. You know, you can do a lot of things to help yourself, and the biggest thing is just make sure you're made up and you show up and always look good when you go out and do the things that make you happy. You know, if you like playing pool, join a pool league. Become more sociable, because you're not looking to meet every man in the world. You're looking to meet one, and it's a real big bonus if that one man you meet is interested in the same things as you. But that's just my own personal belief. So let's see what the cards have to say about Patricia and romance. Okay, so let's see what the potential is for romance. Oh, Patricia, you got a good card right off the hop. You've got the Nine of Cups, and that lovely card is the Wish card. So I hope you want somebody in your life after 8 years, because you are getting your wish. Okay, dare to dream, dare to hope, dare to believe, because the star is there. So the hope in the end, the hope is there, but it's turned over. And you even, like, in your letter, you kind of joked about you had better chances of winning the lottery, and so you're kind of poking a pin in your own hope bubble. So start believing in love. Start going out like you are going to meet somebody. Maybe you'll meet somebody, maybe you won't, but the anticipation is so much fun. Okay. All right, so positively aspected, you have you have the Hierophant reverse, but I think that might be a good thing for you, because it tells me that you are going to attract somebody who might not have that traditional Judeo-Christian suburban picket fence minivan kind of view of life. I think you have somebody, you're going to attract somebody who has a more bohemian approach toward life, which I'll bet you suits you just fine. So a non-conventional guy is coming your way, girl. Oh, and you wanted a timeline. Feeling like an 8 or a 9, so August, September. So get out and enjoy the summer and look as beautiful as you can. And since I'm the queen of Ooga Booga, I'm going to give all you lovelorn a little Ooga Booga thing. It's not going to make a man love you, but it is going to make a man who has a little bit of love for you end up having a big bit of love for you. You know, that's how this one works. And it involves wearing your own perfume. What you do is you get some castor oil. I know it sounds funny, but go to your health food store and get yourself a bottle of Palma Crista castor oil. And for $12, you will get a lifetime supply. It's a bottle about that big, and I would use it for nothing else but this one thing. It's not to be consumed. Trust me on that one. But anyhow, so you take the castor oil and you put a tiny bit wherever you would put your perfume, and then put half as much perfume as you usually put on, because you want to make him have to work to smell it. And that's the whole thing. That's just a little spell to push things along in a relationship. One that's non-invasive and non-manipulative. Anyhow, so good luck to you, Patricia. Thank you for tuning in. And I look forward to seeing you this week and every week. So my next question is a love question. And you know I love questions. Hello, Miss Sally. My boyfriend and I have been together for a few months, but I haven't introduced him to my family yet because they can be judgmental, especially my dad, because he was raised that way. My question is, will my dad get along with my boyfriend, or should I just not introduce them yet? Okay, so we'll see what the cards have to say, Swaggy Star. But because I started out with a talk about communication, I think it would be a good idea for you to sit down with your boyfriend and have an open discussion about that, because he may have some suggestions from experience about dealing with judgmental people and how to win them over. Okay, so Swaggy Star and her handsome boyfriend. Swaggy Star and her boyfriend. Okay. Introduced to the family. Meeting the family. Okay, so the first card I get is strength, but it's reversed. Okay, and the thing with strength is the way the picture looks to me. It's telling me that you might not have enough faith in your boyfriend to handle the situation well, which tells me again you should sit down and have an open discussion with him about how your father feels about things, and get some input from him about how he would like you to handle the situation. That puts him first off in the know, so he's not blindsided. And second off, it kind of builds a trust between the two of you, which is a good thing at this point in the relationship. When you're getting to that, it sounds like you're just getting to that serious point, so you're probably to that really delicious in-lust point. And that's a really good time to build trust. Absolutely. You've got the Wheel of Fortune, and look, you've got some major arcana cards, so this is a big deal. The way you handle this situation can impact the rest of your relationship. And because they're such strong cards, it leads me to believe that there's really big potential in this relationship. And I really feel like you're with a really well-grounded, intelligent young man. Because it just, I just keep getting that trust his vision, have faith in him. And the Wheel of Fortune. So this relationship is very fortunate. Yeah, you're worried about nothing. Just have a discussion with your boyfriend. It will be fine. It's better than to put it off and make excuses. Just tear the Band-Aid off. Tell your boyfriend what's going on and what you're worried about, and then the two of you can deal with it together, because it looks like it really is time and maybe a little past time for him to meet your family. And I don't think your father will have as big of a problem with him as you think. I could be wrong there, but I do know this. Your mom's going to love him. Okay, and thank you for sending the letter. Good luck to you. Have a great week. And who do we have? Oh, we have Suzanne next. And Suzanne says, hello, Queen Sally. Well, hello, Suzanne. I wanted to ask you about someone I have known for a few months. Gee, will we become good friends and see each other outside of work and have some fun times? Suzanne. Okay. And hi to Max and Ernie. Okay, so let's see what the cards have to say about Suzanne and G. And of course, that little thing that I talked about earlier, that could apply to you too, darling. Although I don't think you need any. Something very sweet about the two of you. Something very sweet and shy there. Let's see what the cards have to say. Okay, so we have the Ten of Cups, so there's potential, but it's also reversed. So I think that the timing for both of you might be a little off. Like, he might be too early in your life and you might be too late in his, or vice versa, something like that. But the timing's a little clumsy with you, but there's still a great deal of happiness to be had here. Oh, yeah. You've got the Ace of Swords, so this says that this is a relationship that you can start right now. There's kind of this, it's kind of a relationship that starts out in an intellectual spot. So I think there's a mutual respect here. So that will make you both tend to be honest and open with each other, which is a good thing. I'm a big fan of honesty and openness. Oh, yeah. You guys still have some things to work out in both of your lives, but this has got some great potential. If you can get past the first few months without getting in each other's way, you're going to do just fine. If you guys are still together next summer, I think you're going to take an international trip of some sort, maybe a European trip. Okay, thank you, Suzanne. All this new love. I love new love. Oh, and speaking of new love, we have the Queen of New Love herself, Virgo Queen. I hope you paid attention to what I said earlier about Mercury retrogrades, because Virgos are particularly susceptible to them. So that holds to you to make sure you double check all your communications. Make sure everything goes through. Everybody understands what you say. Double check everything between now and June 22nd. Okay, so, hi, Queen. Thank you for answering my question last week and this week too. Ivan and I want to go on vacation this summer, hopefully either July or August. But I want to know, are we going to go together, him and me with my family on vacation, or by ourselves to Vegas? Oh, my darling, you are in, at this stage in your relationship, I'm hoping for Vegas. Yes. Go to Vegas and do some stuff with Ivan that you got to leave in Vegas, girl. You guys are way too early in a relationship to bring somebody else along on your vacations. You guys should be doing stuff that you need to get done and out of your system before the babies start coming.
You just don't want to give this guy any rest, huh?
He loves it. Okay, so Virgo Queen and vacation. Oh my goodness.
Da-da-da-da.
Oh, definitely a romantic vacation. It's in August. You guys got to go someplace wine and sex soaked. I'm telling you. August, two of you alone, and hot summer. Oh. And even though it shows a lot of love games, you see that Ivan's going to have enough energy for you and sleep on vacation. So I would say don't bring the family along. Definitely just the two of you. Definitely just two of you. Ivan is going to need a vacation. And he's going to be a little low energy. And so you get him between naps. I would say do not share him. Well, when he's up and at him, you go have some fun with him. Okay. Thank you so much for writing, Virgo Queen.
Okay, is that it for emails?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Excellent.
Yes, it is.
Ivan, I'm sending you a couple of splints. Hello, everybody. I hope everybody's got a good Sunday evening going on. It's relatively cool. It's kind of hot over here.
Oh, yeah.
First, we have Mary Ann. Can I trust William?
Okay. Marianne and William. Oh, it's awful to feel like you can't trust somebody. But 9 times out of 10, your spidey sense is telling you not to trust somebody. There's a reason. Marianne trust William. Ooh. I'm not so sure.
Well, what is it you say if you have to ask?
Yeah, well, what I get from him is 90% good. Seriously, it shows him as being a well-grounded person who's he's got his eye on the future. He's established himself. He can be well-grounded, and he's got a lot of potential, and luck is on his side, and things are turning well for him. But I have a feeling that he might have a bit of a rough background, because when I see the 10 of Cups reversed, I just get this feeling that William, something about his background, I think that he may have some PTSD from his childhood or something, because it feels like right now he's kind of got this wounded feeling where he goes into a defensive mode, and when he's defensive, he lies. So he'll lie defensively, like if you hit a nerve, he will lie about it. And lying is like the top sin for me, but the cards are starting out saying, understand that, he's kind of damaged himself. And so he's got a lot of potential, but yeah, he's got honesty problems right now. And again, they stem from his childhood. It's a defensive thing. I think that you can work that through. And I wish I could give you a better answer. I don't think you should dump him, but I think that maybe for the next little while you might want to take what he says with a grain of salt, especially if he's a little bit cornered. Because if he feels cornered, he will say anything to get out of that corner. And that's just what life's taught him. but he's not a bad guy.
Okay, well, that was for Marianne. Next, we have Astrid, who wants to know whether Samir loves her. Once again, if you have to ask.
And Astrid, I refer you to a little conversation I had about the perfume spell in the beginning of the show. Whoops.
I'm learning all sorts of secrets here.
Okay, so I'm wondering if Samir is heavily influenced by his family. And I just say that because I think I'm looking at an adult, and yet in a way he reads as a child, and my eye keeps going right toward the shackles here. You know, and this is the Page of Wands, is the card that fell out. And I think that he might not feel free to express himself or live his life any which way he wants to. He has to worry about his reputation, his family's reputation somehow. If you ask if he loves you, yes. Yes. Just flat out yes. He does love you. See, he does love you, but then there's that idea of the child within. You know, and I think that his family might not feel he's ready for love. And yet, there is love there. So yes, Samir loves you.
Woohoo! Next, we have Lisa Love, who wants to know whether she's going to move out of her house before Christmas.
Okay, Lisa Love out. Okay, let me change to the Leanermon. My old friends, the Leanermon. I love the Leanermon. This Leanermon is a combination Leanermon and the Gypsy deck, so it has all 52 cards. So I can lean on the playing cards as well as the symbology of the cards. And it looks like there's going to have to be a little bit of a negotiation to move out. I think there might be some legalities that need to be finalized, clarified, something like that. Because I'm seeing right around the move that there needs to be negotiation over the next 2 months. And you got that too. Okay. So you've got 7 on either side. Okay. So when I look at this, I think that through July, you're dealing with petty issues. And I have to say that where you're at right now, be very mindful of any vermin that might be around. And just because you get cockroaches, just because you get mice, just because you get whatever else, doesn't mean that you're not a good housekeeper. It just means they found a box of something to nosh on. Okay, so anyhow, it says that right now you're not seeing past the next little while, but I get this idea of 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. And if you go June, July, then when you look into August, you're going to be whatever legalities need to be out of the way in order for you to be able to move by Christmas. That's when it's worked out, in August. So I think that I'm not getting a lot about June, but it looks like July is a particularly irritating month. And it might be because you find something within the house. But in August, you're able to work out a deal. So whatever you need to get out from under, whatever agreement you need to make, that comes through in August. And it does look like you are well aspected to move by Christmas time. If you put these two together, it almost looks like a Christmas tree. And the spark here says that when it happens fast. So yeah, and it is right around Christmas because you got 6 here. But it by the time September moves around, you have everything worked out. So the answer to your question, Lisa, is yes.
Well, there you go, Lisa. Folks, while you're waiting for your question to be answered, why don't you head on over to the old like, subscribe button area and give us a like, give us a subscribe, share the video with your friends. And next we have AP. Hi, AP. AP feels like her life is doing much better than it did 10 years ago, or like it did 10 years ago. And she just wants some confirmation on that.
Okay. Woo.
Just in case it's in her head.
Okay, so as you can see,
Crown's not behaving today.
no, it's not. Well, since I broke my shoulder, this is the first time I've worn a crown. Before I was wearing tiaras, and they stay in place. Crowns, you have to learn to balance. So I'm just learning to balance my crowns more. But what was her question?
Whether she's right about having a better life this time around.
And this jumped out. This card right here, and I know right here, is a lion.
Woo!
And you've got hearts here, the 2 of hearts. The 2 of hearts is a good card. It not only talks about things going well for you as an individual, but it also talks about things going well for you, as a member of a family, as a member, with family, friends, loves, relationships. Relationships have gone better, are going better too. And you have the lion. I love to see the lions. It's funny because you said 10 years, and this adds up to 11. And I think it's telling me that 2022, and there isn't a tiger in the Lenormand deck, but there is a lion. And it tells me that not only are you doing good, 2022 is going to be a very good power year for you. Makes me wonder if you're a tiger yourself. If not, you certainly have the heart of one.
Is that the reading?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
when a card comes flying out like that's
fine. That's fine.
That's it.
I wasn't sure I was reading other questions here. Hi, Amy Mia. She is wondering whether she should relocate to Kitchener or Toronto this year from Ottawa. Well, we're just right next door to Kitchener. Come on down to Stratford. Enjoy the sights. Meet friendly people. Get stalked by friendly people.
Okay, so where should we move? I have one here that's called the Garden, and every time I see the Garden, I think of Kitchener. And that one didn't come up, so my guess is what I'm getting is Toronto, especially since you've got, out of 5 cards, you got 4 diamonds. So when you think of money, 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 you think of Toronto. See what else I see here. Yeah. Starting out with the key, it looks like you haven't, of course you're like, do I move here, do I move there, do I move here, do I move there? And what you need is something that's just going to put one city or the other a little bit. And you do get something that makes Toronto a more profitable, something specific to you, a key specific to you that's going to make Toronto a better place to live.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, well, then you go to the 4 of Hearts, and that just looks like that you have friends there, or it's just like You've got, I see in Toronto here, sending you good vibes. And also saying that you might find some new relationships in Toronto. And plus that, it sparks up your life. And you are going to love Toronto at night.
Okay. Well, next we have Peaceful Heart. What will my future spouse be like?
You've got somebody there with a good connection to the earth. I've seen farmland kind of stuff around him. Future spouse.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you are looking at some, you know, you might even be looking at somebody who has an orchard or a vineyard or something like that. But I think you're looking at somebody who has a definite connection with farms and farmers and the food there. That's why I think you're looking at the real deal. But if not, you're looking at somebody who maybe runs a shop that sells the foods from the farmers or something along those lines. But you asked about your future spouse. You get two very strong animals to begin with. You get the bear, which is not necessarily a good card, but you've got the lion on the other side. So you're going to have, you know, some men. Some men are great husbands and good people within their own home, but when you get to work, they're real bears, if you will. And I think you've got a man like this that you're going to attract, a powerful man who's, who looks for home as a sanctuary from the outside world. So I see your future husband as being a businessman, somebody who is who's very competitive and has some power to him, but somebody who's also very home orientated and will treat those within the walls of his own home better than he treats those outside. There is the idea that in your future marriage there is a child. There's a child in front of you too. You see it right here, and it's something about this child is, well, it's just it shows you as being a very doting mother. Let's put it that way. But here, right in the center, you've got the book. And the book is one of the more positive cards in the Lenormand. It kind of means that it's in the book. So don't worry about, whatever chain of events is going to lead you to meet your future spouse. Those dominoes have already started to unfold. So you are already on that path. So relax, enjoy life, and know that it's going to keep getting better for you, darling.
Okay then. Well, let's see where we are next. Amanda Chasey wants to know about starting her own family soon.
Okay.
While Sally's shuffling, head on over to give us a like and a subscribe there. And tell your friends. The more people we have here, the more fun this is going to be. Here you go, Amanda.
Okay. So, Amanda wanted to know.
About her family starting soon.
That's right, about the BABIES.
Babies?
Yes. Well, you got a stork there, so it starts out it starts out with a man and a woman and a stork. So
Goodness, it's not an alien thing. UFOs everywhere.
okay, so you are going to have one girl, at least one girl, but I think there might be a boy in the mix because the girl looks very girlish, very prim and proper, and yeah, you've got something very wild and bohemian there too. So I think we're looking at least 2 children. And boy, those kids are just as far apart as 2 kids can be. Okay, so that's what I see in the future for you, Amanda. Thank you for tuning in.
Hey, next we have Kevin, who wants to know about whether he's ever going to buy real estate again, besides the burial plot.
Oh,
No runes on that?
no. Yeah.
Oh, you left.
Oh, yeah. There's another set of runes there, folks. These are the ones I usually use.
If they could only see the dozen cards in front of you.
Yes.
Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle.
And what was it we were looking at?
Kevin wants to buy real estate at some point.
Okay. Kevin and real estate. Oh,
Ah,
let's see. Oh, that feels right. Oh, don't get discouraged. You've got right at the beginning. It's change. Things change in a day, and things are going to change in a day. So be prepared for stuff to come up fast. And you've got something coming up fast, and I'm pretty sure you're looking at something that's over the summer because just got this feeling really quick. And you have serendipity, and you also have this idea of joint success. The best partnership in the world is where both partners feel more successful for having been in the partnership, and that's what I see coming up for you. So whoever you're partnering with for real estate is something surprising and unexpected is coming in fast. Look for it, be ready for it. No, sometimes things are too good to be true, but this is good. You've got something good coming up, a good offer, and it does come up over the summer because you also have the sun here, and the sun is opposed by this one right here. And horse and manas are very similar runes. They actually fall next to each other on the 8. And this is about two-way success. I already talked about that. This one is about a symbiotic relationship. Where that's why it's horse, because horse needs man for food and shelter, man needs horse for energy. And if both give what they are expected to give, then the relationship flourishes, and they're both wildly successful. And I see something like that coming up for you over the summer. So whatever partnership deals come your way this summer, grab them. They're really good. And these 3 fell upside down, but I'm going to turn them over right now for you. Interesting. Okay, so this is just a little side chat. First off, this year you're going to get a message. You're going to get a visit in a dream. And I know I said this year. I'm pretty sure we're looking at this month. This is something that happens pretty fast, but it's kind of, it might be something that's never happened to you before. But somebody who has passed is going to visit you in the dream with a very specific message. And before you open your eyes in the morning, think about your dream. Try and remember it. Try and hang on to it. Also, you have the cart, but the cart's turned upside down. So I'm worried a little bit about you and transportation. You might have any. It doesn't feel like mechanical issues with the car. So you might have paperwork issues of some sort. Maybe there's problems with the ownership of the car or something like that. There's some sort of paperwork problems surrounding a car. And also, the crowning thing, you have Iwas. And Iwas is also, it translates to spear, which is why it's the rune of the hunter. but it's a rune that says the things that you are looking for, the things that you're seeking, the things that you're competing for, you will win. So whatever you're doing to compete, to get ahead, double down on it. So yes, this is a good path for you to be traveling.
All right, don't say goodbye to a mortgage broker. Next, we have Magical Princess, who would like a relationship reading for the next 3 months.
Okay, Magical Princess. You get the runes too. Next 3 months, eh?
She's already in a relationship, so...
Lots of fun in the summertime. Look at this one.
Oh, she's pregnant, is she?
Oh, it's surrounded by love. Oh. This is an oopsie. Okay, so yeah.
Buy more condoms.
You use a secondary birth control because it looks like there's a pregnancy that works its way around whatever blocks you try and put in it. Because you have the future and you have the now and you have the past. And they're both kind of conspiring to make you pregnant now because of love.
Okay then, well, we know what your summer entails.
But the one right up here is wheat. And wheat is harvest. Wheat is productive. Wheat is well grounded. Wheat has good potential for the future. Because when you look at a field of wheat, you not only see this year's harvest, you see the wheat that the farmer is going to hold back to plant next year's field. So, and so forth and so on. So you are on a good path love-wise. Yeah. You can get everything you want this summer and everything you seek. So be clear on the things that you want. And you remember that old adage, be careful what you wish for because you might just get it. Careful what you wish for. You probably will get it this summer. Yeah. And it also shows, this is sort of a side note, that you get advice from the older generation, and you might be getting advice from somebody really old because it feels like you sort of want to sweep it under the carpet and not pay attention to it because it's from somebody who's very old-fashioned. It's very old-fashioned advice. Pay attention to the advice and take the advice anyway. Sometimes old-fashioned advice works.
Well, alrighty there. That was a reading for Magical Princess. Next we have 222 Shareful. Is the property I looked at today good for me, or is there something better out there?
Well, there's always something better out there if you're willing to wait for it. And sometimes you can wait right into the next life for something better. Let's see. The property you looked at today.
My crown's not working out for you.
I know, but it stays there anyway. I must learn to balance my crown. And we look at 222 and property, right?
Yes.
What was the property question?
She saw something today.
Okay.
The right thing.
Gotcha. And I'm just saying that because you've got these swords, but they're reversed. And usually when swords are reversed, it means a drawing away of frustration, a drawing away of misery. You must have looked at a lot of places to the point where you are a little bit frustrated and maybe feel like, well, it looks like, first off, you've got the Two of Swords reversed. And the Two of Swords, it talks about opening up. Like if it was right side up, it'd be a truce. This is kind of an opening up, a removing of the blindfold, or removing of the obstacles. And it makes me wonder if you're looking at a property that might be a part of a divorce settlement or something like that, like you have joint ownerships, because it feels like you might get sucked into somebody else's drama here. But having said that, it says right here that you don't need to move beyond that. So you can keep a good eye on this. So yes, it can be a good property. Be very mindful that you might get sucked into, we're talking relationship or family drama or something like that. But you don't have to be part of that. But know that it is still going to impact the property. So look for a little drama, look for a few obstacles, but it's worth waiting for. Yeah. You can have it by August if you want.
There you are. Next we have a message from our sponsor.
Okay, so everybody, remember to look into the Ghost of the Queens event, and you can find out more about that by visiting the Haunting Live podcast website. It's a website called Haunting Live Podcast, and they have all the information about the event, which takes place. I'm going to share some with you right now. It takes place on October. It's Mercury Retrograde. It takes place October 29th and 30th, and it is a weekend-long event. It starts out with a dinner, some speeches, and then afterwards there's going to be a pajama party for those who choose to stay at the Queen's, and that will be with yours truly and Chris from Haunting Live Podcast, and we will be in our pajamas, and so will you. It's we've done this before. It's a lot of fun, and we can't wait to do it again. Saturday, we're going to have 3 workshops. There's going to be a workshop on mediumship, taught by Marianne Kennedy from the Ghosts of Dufferin County and beyond. And then there's going to be a class on getting to know your angels with Chris from Haunting Live Podcast, based on the Kyle Gray teachings. And then there will be a workshop with your queen, teaching how to read playing cards. Okay, and then on Saturday night, we're going to have a walkthrough of some of the more haunted rooms. And of course, we'll share with you the cool stories too. And then we're going to top it all off with a seance in the Queen Victorian room, chaired by yours truly and monitored by my producer.
Alrighty, and if you want any more information about that, head on over to hauntinglivepodcast.com and they'll have all the 411. Next, we have Queen G. She's not been successful in finding true love in this lifetime. Why? What's wrong?
Well, we will see what Pamela Coleman Smith has to say. I should have grabbed playing cards because I just got done talking about reading the playing cards. But since I have these in my hand, this is what I'm going to read this time. So, Queen G and relationships. I'm going to do like a little...
Not relationships, true love.
True love. Queen G.
Somebody define that, please. Exactly.
Yeah, I know. Well, it starts with lust, during the lust period. If you're open and honest and you open truthful communication, then little roots grow down and it becomes stronger and stronger. The bricks of any relationship are built on things like honesty and trust and cooperation and friendship, laughter, communication, things like that. The boring stuff. And so,
She's missing a really big one there. Compromise.
But let's do a northeast southwest and see your best path to true love. Okay.
True love for Queen G.
Best path to true love for Queen G. Excuse me. Okay, in the North, you have the Five of Cups. And the North talks about the grounding, the reality, the day to day stuff. And it's saying that right now you're kind of facing the wrong way and you might be having the wrong perspective as far as putting together true love. So it makes me wonder if you've got somebody around you who truly loves you that you're just not paying attention to. Have you put somebody in the friend zone that maybe shouldn't have been in the friend zone? So there's North, there's your grounding. And then I want to look north, east, south. Okay, so we go to the east, and the east is air, and so this is how you get things going forward. And you've got the Six of Wands, and the guy in the Six of Wands, he's proud of himself, maybe just a little boastful, but not so much that he chases people away. Because as you can see by the other wands around him, he's got people supporting him. So you have to learn that balance, Be enthusiastic enough about the things you do that everybody else is enthusiastic about it too. And that makes you like the things you do better. And it's a positive, self-feeding kind of thing. So moving forward, find your confidence, find your self-love. Go forward confidently, not arrogantly, but confidently. And there's a big difference between here and here. You see how this person's kind of got their head down. You look at this person, they got their head up. So going out into the world confidently is going to at least help your true love recognize you. Because how can they recognize you if they don't see you? So walk 6 feet tall, even if you're only 5'2". And then you have south, and this is your fire, this is your passion. And you have the farmer who's got the, he's got his crop there, but hasn't quite ripened yet. So he's at a waiting time. And planting a garden, planting a field, bringing a field to harvest are all things that need patience. So you have to address every situation with patience. Know that true love, you have to put in the work. And it's giving me a 7, and I'm kind of getting like a little nudge to say that, because they're saying this, there's an element of timing here, that you need to spend 7 months in a relationship and go through the lust portion of it, which is the best part. That's the icing on the cake. So if in 7 months you can start to build all those things that I talked to you about, the building blocks. Because Pentacles talk about things that are long term. And then finally you have West. And this is how you kind of seal the deal. That's water. And love is about, it's about emotions, and water and emotions are attached to each other. And you have the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands is basically about getting into the fray and playing the game. And each one of these guys, they don't know whether they're going to win the game of beat each other up with the sticks, but they're in the game and they're taking a chance. So get out and take a chance. Okay, so you got get out and take a chance, be willing to compete.
Who were you just reading?
Queen G.
Oh, yeah, all right. Sounds good.
Path to true love. That's your path to true love.
Folks, since it's 9:50, I'm going to jump around on these questions a little bit, see if we can get some of the newbies in here.
And I welcome all the newbies. I'm sorry if I...
Thanks for showing up.
Yes, and if I don't get to your question, tune in again next week at 9 o'clock and send me an email with your questions to the Queen of Ooga Booga at gmail.com, and I will read your question and answer it in the first segment of the show.
Alrighty then. Well, let's start with Love Peace, who would like a full 3 months reading, but we'll just focus on the one thing. There's a commission she's hoping to get.
Oh, really? Love, peace, and permission. Hmm. That's pretty big. All right. Yeah, it's just going to take a little slower because I think that you're looking for news of this to come through in in August, but it says that you're going to get it in September, and it feels like there's a little bit of a false start where it feels like somebody else gets it, but then no, it's not somebody else, it's you. So the answer to your question is yes, September.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Excellent. There you go, love piece. For a full reading, please send Sally an email at the address on the screen. And
I do readings online. I can read you from anywhere in the world.
Yes. Pretty soon, the space station, too. I think they have Skype up there.
I can read you from the space station.
Alrighty then. Next, we have Kelly Saunders.
Hi, Kelly.
Can you tell me when I'll start to get my energy back? Before we answer that, just a reminder that this is not for anything other than entertainment. Entertainment purposes only. Sally is not a medical professional, and we do not hand out medical advice here.
Oh, but we do have. Oh, we do have some pretty energetic cards there. Oh, okay. So it looks like you've been down for a little bit, and this is the first thing that comes through, and that gives me the number 8. So that kind of tells me that you might have been down or low energy for. I'm not sure whether we're looking at 8 weeks or 8 days here, but it does look, and you've got a 1-1 here, right? So from 1 week to 1 month, these are both fast moving cards, the swords and the wands. So I'm going to say that you're going to see things start turning around in about a week. And it's just, you'll know when you get your energy back, you're going to be, there's kind of like this backlog. I can see you being the very chomp at the bit kind of thing. So I guess you missed your energy. I guess you must have been sick or maybe had something work related here, because it just seems like whatever's drained you is work related.
Okay then. Next we have Anna.
Hi, Anna.
Will Alan and I ever be together? I suppose it all depends on whether she can outrun him.
Shh. That's 1 and 2.
What are you talking about? You know she's going to have to run after this guy.
You know what? Write his name on a piece of paper, put in a little jar of honey, and put a jar of honey in the back of a cabinet. Sweeten that guy up good. I'm the queen of the book after all. All right, so. Yeah, Mr. G. We're a lot of loving this guy. And some lust. That was a when question, wasn't it?
What?
A when.
No. Well, yeah. Will I ever be together?
Because it looks like there's some kind of a beginning there. The only thing that worries me is in the end, it seems like you lose your grounding. Yeah, suspicion. Okay, so The good news is, yeah, you guys will eventually get together, and I know you're just really focused on him and campaigning for him, and you scare him. And the worst part is, once you have him, you're not going to want him as bad as you want him now. I'm sorry to say. But yeah, you'll get him.
Alrighty then. Next, we have Stephanie, who wants a general reading for the week ahead.
Okay, Stephanie. And you get the playing cards, Stephanie. General reading week ahead. Okay, so your work week, is exhausting. I just have to say it's exhausting. You start out the work week just ready to go, off, just bright eyed and bushy tailed. It feels like you're ready to take on the world. And when I get to Tuesday, you're dealing with somebody, and this feels like in the workplace, the workplace setting, just because it throws the diamonds at me and feels like something that has to do with your livelihood. So this is why I think this is a work situation where Tuesday, Wednesday, and even Thursday, the middle of the week, you are coming on top of things. You are right on top of things, but it is competitive. You know, you've got Leto, Pampero, and Gawain. And Gawain, this is where it ends up, and that's just you. Like I said, you end up on Thursday. That's your best day of the week. That's the day when things are just going your way. That's the day when you get the attaboy. That's the day when you get the praise. That's the day when you feel so good about yourself. Friday is a busy day. Friday is a draining day. You look at this weekend, and your weekend is awesome. You've got, even though on Sunday you've got Livia, the Queen of Diamonds, and she's reversed, it just tells me that by the time you hit Sunday, your fire is done. So it's going to be an exhausting week, but a satisfying one. And it looks like Saturday is something to do with love, with the two of hearts there. Okay. Good week.
Haunting Live wants to know, with Chris going back to work, will he be getting more hours than before?
And since the playing cards are in my hand, I'm going to keep on working with those playing cards. Okay. Chris back to work. Congratulations on being back to work. Just want to see what this. Ooh, you've got more reds than blacks. That's definitely a good thing. I would say that I get the feeling between these two, it almost feels like waiting. So it tells me that if you want extra hours, you have to sort of be available at the last minute. So be ready to, if they call you at 8 o'clock on Tuesday, be prepared. You know, just always have your clothes ready, even on your days off, just in case they call. Have that in your mind that they may call you in, because it feels like you might have somebody there that that starts to get a habit of calling in sick that you can cover for to bring your hours up. Because it feels like starting the hours down low with everybody. But that's how you get around that. Okay.
All right.
And
So
again,
more word from
congratulations.
Chris. Yeah, definitely. Congratulations to everybody that's going back to work because they can again. Next, we have Butterfly, who wants to
Meow.
know whether they're going to be abroad for Christmas and New Year's this year. And while Sally's shuffling the cards, head on over there to the old subscribe button there and hit subscribe.
Yes. Happy on for Christmas and New Year. Ooh. A lot of black cards, a lot of spades. No, I don't think you're going to make it abroad this year. It just feels like, you got in the middle, you have the five of clubs, but it's called the wind cape, and it just feels like everything seems to work against you. So it's just one little thing after another, after another, after another. So no matter how hard you try, everything seems to conspire to keep you here. So I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but that just doesn't look like it's going to happen.
How do you know that's bad news?
It's only bad news if you make it bad news. Life's going to happen to you, going to happen however it happens. We can't control the things that happen to us. We can control how we respond to them.
Okay.
So if, as you plan your trips abroad for Christmas and New Year's, make sure that you have a good plan B in your mind too. Definitely.
Wonderful. Next we have Grace. What does June have in store for me?
June for Gracie, and I just feel like going back to the Lenormand. I really love these cards so much. June for Grace. Oops. Month of June for Grace. Looks like there's some seduction there. Okay, so what June holds for you? You know how I said that there's seems to be seduction, and I'm seeing two men here. So if you're in a relationship, you are going to have some sort of an outside attraction here. There's a flirtation. And what you do with that knowledge is up to you. If you're not, you're going to have two suitors. But it really feels like you're in a torn between two lovers situation in June. Make sure you know what you want.
Okay, two more questions from what I see. Next we have Ava.
Hi, Ava.
She wants to know about Uncle Mike.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to get out my old friends here. You've handled these before, so they know you. Ava's Uncle Mike. Ava's Uncle.
Oh, I'm sticking to the seat.
Okay, with your Uncle Mike, it looks like there's some tough decisions to be made. And he might reject some of the treatments that are offered to him. And, I just feel like even though this is reversed, it's in the most positive of positions. And you have the Lovers. And the Lovers is one of the cards that has one of the three cards with archangels in it. 4 if you count the devil, by the way. but it just feels like it feels like whatever he's got wrong with him, he is not. He's going to refuse treatment. He's basically going to say, I've had a blessed life. So whatever's going on with him health wise, he's just going to want to deal with it. And that's everything about this is understandable. I feel like your Uncle Mike is being quite pragmatic about the whole thing.
And one last question from Sweet Baby Girl.
Oh, hello, sweet baby girl.
Last week you told her she was going to be pregnant. This week she wants to know what month and any other information regarding that pregnancy.
Oh, sweet baby girl and babies. Oh my goodness, sweet baby girl and babies. Everybody wants babies. Well, not everybody. Sweet baby girl. Okay. So, the center cards you get is the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups is, it's kind of, it's basically talks about maturity and so it talks about embracing the past as well. So I think that some of your situations, you may have had a miscarriage or a pregnancy in the past or something like that. Because right now it looks like you're looking at the past and it says you need to kind of look beyond that, and whatever worries you have. I like where this is leading you, but it's like right now I worry about you getting too caught up in an emotional quagmire. So babies are fine; they happen to a lot of us. You're getting a 6 here, not only here but here and here. So I'm looking more toward the end of the year. It's just saying that right now you're working on just emotional connections here and kind of turning them into a in a positive direction. But when I look here, it says if you look 4 months up the road, things are coming together quite nicely for you, relationship wise and commitment wise and baby wise. Okay, good luck to you.
Alrighty, well, that is it. There seems to be no more questions. I think we've got them all.
Okay, so before I let you go, I'm going to do the choose 3 cards, and I'm going to use the Crystal Therapy Oracle. Give a little bit of a shuffle.
And a big thank you to Marcy Fry for once again moderating this chat.
And for my crown, this was a gift from Marcy. Okay, so we have 3 cards. Oops, goes like that. So you have card 1, card 2, and card 3. So that will be your message for the week. Anybody who didn't get their question answered, or everybody out there, play along. 1, 2, 3. Pick one that resonates with you. We'll start with those who picked number 1, picked Labradorite, Truth. And I love Labradorite. It's like this multicolored stone. Sometimes they call it Canadian opal. And it's so deep and has so much color to it. As far as it being a message, one of the things I would say with Labradorite is that even if a situation seems to be black and white, this week look at it a little bit closer. You might find some pretty fascinating things in the details. So those of you who resonated with number 2, you chose Herkimer Diamonds, which is energy flow. And boy, howdy, are they ever energetic little things. I don't know whether you've ever held them, but they're beautiful little crystals about that big, and they are the clearest crystals you'll ever see. And like I said, just full of energy. And this tells me that if you chose number 2, you are going to have energy around you this week that you can harness and direct to help you. Like it says at the bottom, energy flow. So keep in mind, everything's a flow this week. Direct it to your advantage. And last but not least, those of you who resonated with number 3 chose emerald. And the word is prevent here, but with the emerald, it's this beautiful green stone that really has a lot of, it's got a lot of money energy, it's got a lot of prosperity energy in it. If you chose number 3, this is a good week to work on business deals, to work on things to make your money grow and happen a little bit more. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you guys every week. Remember to tell all your friends, like, share, subscribe. We love to see you every week, and we'll see you next week at 9 o'clock for Psychic Sundays Live with your Queen, Sally Diane, and her producer. Have a great week.
Bye-bye, everybody. Be well. Watch this.
Hi, everybody. Sally Diane here with Haunting Live Podcast, and they're going down into the basement of the Queen's.
We've been granted access to the basement. This location did have a great fire. How are you feeling?